Another day of GA, and I can say that today's plenary is open. I hope you can hear it. Yeah, for the very beginning, very soon. LBG, wait, I forgot which one. LBG Vienna, and another one is, wait, do we actually have one? If never mind. I wasn't prepared for doing this. However, there are two of them who are going to be late, and we will allow them to join us when they are here. Yeah, Maribor. Maribor is the one who is going to be late. And yeah, that would be all. I am now giving word to Evelina to start with intro of the day presentation.
Yes, hello. Welcome to another intro of the day and another day of J. We're on the eighth day. Incredible. We have two more. Super. So, let's see what we did yesterday. It was quite a long day. We started in the morning with, it was basically the last day also of elections. So we started with the rest of the positions of the vice presidents, the HR projects, services for the morning block. Then we had lunch and continue with LGS. And then we ended the day with presenting the amendments and the counter proposals. And of course the memes from some memes I guess from yesterday. You can enjoy them again here. Um, So let's see what we will do today. We have mostly some presentations today, so it's a pretty chill day, just to get to see a bit of more things here. So before the plenary started was also your deadline to vote for amendments. We have the results, so we will share those right after this presentation. Well, you get to see which passed and didn't. Then we will continue the block with presentations, some things about LBG's Living Best. Then we'll do presentation of LBG, the results of LBG reports, basically just all the statistics and so. Then we have a presentation for the state of best, a presentation by LBG Warsaw for the preparations for Summer IPF 25, and a presentation for looking for internal event hosts. So, a reminder, here is your links. I also updated with the form to register for board elections. I see 49 LBGs have responded. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for the rest. I will hunt you down. Yes, reminder, be on time on the plenary, be active and be nice. Probably engraved in your brains by now. And your deadlines. So far, by tomorrow, at the end of the plenary, half an hour after we're done with the plenary, please do register for board elections so we can send all the emails at once and we don't have to do it on Sunday. So we don't delay the process of board elections. So please, if you haven't, do so right now. I will also send you in the chat now when I'm done with the presentation, the form, so you can see it again. Uh, we did the voting for amendments. All VA closes tomorrow night, so check that out again if you haven't. There are some more things for sure. Uh, Today, before the plenary, was also your last time to request for secret ballot and delegate your vote. and we will have the voting and board elections on Sunday. So yeah, that's all for me.
Thank you, Evelina, for your intro of the day presentation. And again, I'm giving the word to you to start presenting amendment voting results. The
Yep.
deadline is over already. It was until 5 p.m. So yeah, we have results.
Okay, give me a second to share my screen. That's not what I want. Okay, so um, you can see everything here. We didn't really have time to just put it one by one. So in summary, all amendments have passed, except from the amendment 23, that is to the Vivaldi handbook. I do forget right now exactly what that the context of it. So if somebody can set it in the chat, that would be very helpful. So we have the overview of what is voted and not. So you can see here, just to explain the votes a little bit, you can see here the quorum for every. Yeah, thank you, Salma. You can also see the document with amendments, so you can check exactly what was not voted. So you can see the quorum here for every amendment, and you can see that, for example, for the first one, the quorum 70 votes were cast. Therefore, the quorum was 34 to pass. So we needed 34 yeses to pass. No, 34 LBGs. What am I? I'm confusing myself. Anyhow, we had the yeses. It's fine. All of it for the rest. You can see for all of them, 70 LBGs voted. You can see here who abstained or not. Let me put that. Where are you? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Great, better, a little bit. So yeah, and this amendment didn't pass because we had less than we needed for the quorum, basically. So yeah, this is all. I don't know if you have any comments or anything. So basically now all the amendments will be updated right away, and you will be voting the amendment documents and proposals. If you have if everything is clear, I think I can stop sharing my screen. That's cool.
Thank you, Evelina, for presenting us amendments voting results. Now, as Evelina already said in the intro of the day, today we are going to have presentations. And first one is going to be by Hannah from the Beacon. It is going to be about LBGs that are living best. Hannah, the stage is yours.
Yes, I don't know if I need to say it, but Hannah from the Beacon. Um, so yeah, this is, as always, not the happiest of the presentations, but important that we address because they deserve their own little spotlight. So as you can guess from the title, an LBG has left best this semester again, which in this case is LBG Helsinki. LBG Helsinki has been one of the founding members of BEST. They've been there at the General Assembly in Berlin in 1989, and were also one of the first ones to organize a back then called summer course in 1992 about power production and the environment. Who knew? They've also partnered with Nokia many times, which the first time they've done it, it was big bricks phones. People were jealous that they had it. The second time, everyone already had a smartphone, so it wasn't as special anymore, but they still flexed with Nokia a lot. So they were quite happy about it. Apparently, they also had a tradition about sauna crawling, where in their university, because they had so many saunas all around, which I guess is something usual in the Nordics. It's the first time I've heard about it. They would go around into the different saunas as a room crawl, basically. Nice Nordic traditions. However, ever since COVID, their HR base has only decreased, and they have not been able to organize any events. They have been able to restore themselves. So their last eligible event was the EBEC Nordic 2020, which, if you do the math, has been quite a few years. And also since the regional meeting in Cluj-Napoca in 2023, they have not been an internal event except the Spring General Assembly in Belgrade last year, where an Erasmus student went for them. So it has been a bit tough for them. Then this year in February, we got the message from them that they have talked within the remaining board members. I'm not supposed to be sharing them. They have talked with their board members, and they've come to the conclusion that it doesn't make sense for them anymore. They have been in the board for 4 years at this point. They don't find new people. Sadly, they have to resign and give up this LBG that they love wholeheartedly, but it doesn't make sense. So since then, we have not been able to reach them, sadly, which is why they're not here right now. But I'm pretty sure that they sent their biggest love and appreciation for this organization that they've helped build and shape. So I hope we can also give them a big thank you for being part of this organization for as long as they have been. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah, for sharing some bad news with us. It's also part of best, and somehow we have to handle them. And the next one, the next presentation is going to be on LBG's report. And now I'm giving the word to Hannah from the Beacon again, and David from that.
Amazing. David, do you want to have the clicky access thingy because you have way more slides than me?
Yes, would be awesome. I'm also fighting with my camera, so give me a second.
Okay. I guess that's the time for Evelina to pull up the presentation, so that's good. Amazing. Okay. Then, David, do you have the access? So, amazing. Okay. And then, hello again. Sorry, my voice is dying. But as you all recall, approximately 1.5 months ago, you have been sent a wonderful email with many, many reminders for me. Which one is it, you might ask, because I sent a million emails. This one was about the LBG reports. So here you get a little recap about what we've seen. So if you go to the next slide, the LBG reports are in our internal regulations described. And basically it says every LBG must present an activity report before each GA. And in those reports, we must detail the LBG structure and their activities since the last GA. And they are done according to the guidelines provided by us, aka the big form you get. And they must be submitted at least 2 weeks before the GA, completed to a minimum of 80%. And it is mandatory for all LBGs, even if they're not attending the General Assembly. So why do we need the LBG report? Basically, we want to have an overview of the strength areas and improvement points within LBGs, but also to help international bodies understand how to assist and support local groups better. Also, we want to organize follow-up meetings that some of you pretty much know, I believe, to resolve doubts and ensure the accurate understanding of the reports together with the RAs, and also to strengthen the communication and alignment between local boards, RAs, and international bodies. So a big thank you to the next slide, I think, to the 81 LBGs that filled the report. And now I believe David has some fun facts for you.
Yes, so hi once again. And in the data analysis department, we did some analysis of LBG reports to have some conclusions and have some facts to present to you as well. So let's start with the number of members in BEST. And right now we have nearly 6,400 members in BEST, of which 2,426 are active, and there are good numbers. And also we see the growth of trend, the trend of growth, so that's good. And since the last GA, we have 300 more active members. So in the last half of a year, we have a huge increase in the active members. And here you can see on the graph how it looks like. It's for the all LBGs, but since we see that like it's not very detailed because two LBGs have claimed that they have a lot of members. So we also, for the purpose of the next graph, excluded Istanbul Leeds and Lviv to go deeper here. And as you can see, most of the LBGs have around 40 members and also around 30 active members. So we see that we are quite active, and also we see that people are engaging themselves. So this is how it looks in terms of active members, and here all of the LBGs are included. So around 27 active members per LBG. Going further, let's go deeper into the hot topic recently, so sustainability and the metrics related to it. So for example, are all the positions on the local boards filled after the initial elections? For 66 percentage of LBGs, so two-thirds of the LBGs it is filled. For one-third, it's not filled. And right now it's time for guessing game time. So you can guess what this position means. Basically, let's wait for like 3 answers on the chat. It's a board position, basically. Okie dokie, we have answers, so it's time to reveal the answer. It's the Vice President for External Relations. But yeah, it was quite easy one. Go next. Let's have this one. It's a quite interesting position. So let's also try to guess what this position means for all of you. Yes, it's knowledge management. And we have the right answer, Vice President for Knowledge Management and Finances. I guess it's not a usual position in local boards. So as you can see, also we have a variety of positions inside BEST, and we can learn from each other around many different areas. And as well about LBGs, and if you like to cooperate. So also two-thirds of the LBGs claim that they cooperate with other LBGs, and one-third claims that they don't cooperate. In numbers, it looks like 55 of them are cooperating and 25 nope. And how often do we meet each other? So that's the frequency of LBG meetings. As you can see, most of the LBGs have meetings at least once per week, and also the majority have twice a week. So yes, we meet very frequently, and we see each other at least for a few times in a month. So that's great because we can also see and develop ourselves and exchange knowledge. And about more strategic things, so the local board meetings, nearly most of the boards meet also once per week, and here we have higher percentage than in the frequency of LBG meetings. So as we can see, the strategic points are important for you. Also, another contest time, but right now it will be not with guessing, but let's see which LPGs are the most active in terms of international involvement. It's based on the answers. So basically, right now we have 200 internationally involved besties claimed in the LPG reports. It's very like perfect number because it's not like 201, 202. It's exactly 200. And we have the podium. So on the podium, we have three LPGs, and the Istanbul Yields is on the third place. On the second place, on another hand, we have Thessaloniki, and on the first place, with 17 international involved people, we have Patras. So congrats to you, you slay, and let's do it like further. Also, we can check in LPG reports the more external factors. So, for example, our target group size, it's very big because we have connection to nearly 1 million people in our target group. That's a big number, and we can go directly or indirectly to many of students or people related to education. And from my perspective, it's good because also right now in Best we are putting big emphasis on the advocacy. So yeah, we have a huge potential here. That's how it looks per LBGs. As you can see, for most of us, we have around 10,000 of people we are getting into per LBG. So a huge potential also for LPGs to use. And when we learn, so when we start academic years and when we start learning, for most of us, we are finishing our studies uh, in June. But yeah, we can see also that for some of us it's September. So we can see that okay, there is a difference. So when we are planning a lot of initiatives, we can take this into account. And the start is normally in September or in October. True. Great. Also, grants department is mentioned in a very mimic way in many places. So are also LPGs grants department compliant? I don't know the answer. We need to ask them, but half of the LPGs are applying to grants. So we are also using it as a source of income for the LPGs. But also we have other ways of funding. What are they? For example, like fundraising and partnerships. And this is how it looks. So the amount of fundraising or partnerships established, and it looks good. That's we are aiming to a lot of partners and a lot of companies or institutions. So it's time to sum it up. So is it possible to have any conclusions? We have this heat map, so we can see where we are struggling or where we are doing good. As you can see, the main struggle are the positions for motivational events, but for like for example for best courses, we don't see a huge struggles with organization or with the knowledge management. So we can take some conclusions about it, and we can use it for the future for the future planning and for the future strategy. For me, that's all from me for now. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm inviting to you for them.
Thank you both for presenting. As David said, somehow learn from each other. That's actually why we are here, like in general in BEST, but also at GAs. GAs are amazing opportunity to learn more. And yeah, if you have some questions for David or Hannah, we are going to have quick Q&A round. Questions are going to be submitted through the form already known for. In this moment, we don't have any. So please, if you have some questions for David and Hannah, please submit it through the form. Okay, thank you, Eka Urfu. Again, I don't see any question. Okay, we received one from Eka Urfu.
LBG Urfu, Alina, who is counted as active members?
Hannah?
Hannah from the beacon. That's basically up for the LBG to decide how they want to reflect that. Like it is an open question in the report. How many members do you have in your LBG? This is more like the effective number, probably what you have in PA. And then there's the next question, how many of those are actually active? So it depends on how you define it. It can be they participate in events, they're in core teams, they come to meetings. It is up for LBG's own interpretation.
Thank you. The next one is from LBG Athens.
LBG Athens, Daphne. Is it possible to start uploading all the LBG reports on PA again? Maybe as pre-materials to the GA?
Hannah?
In theory, technically, yes. However, in these reports, there was this question in the end if LBGs would be comfortable with uploading their reports, and it was quite mixed responses because also some LBGs have some restrictions, like they cannot publicly say how much money they have and that stuff. So it is sometimes easier to just keep them for yourself. For those LBGs who get proposed for a membership case, those anyways get published. I think it would require some looking into it, like which data of it can be published without people feeling uncomfortable, yada yada. I have not done that. Would be up for my successor or me in the next few months if I have motivation to look into it more.
Thank you. And the next one is going to be from LBG Riga.
Marta, LBG Riga. Out of curiosity, did you calculate the turnover rate and compare it to the previous report? And if yes, what was the outcome?
David?
Hi, thank you for the question, David from that. No, we don't have this like this equation right now. We don't have the answer for the turnover rate, and it's not possible to compare it with the previous report as we don't have it. But you can type me on WhatsApp later, and we can work on it eventually later. Thank you.
Thank you both. In this moment, we don't have any new questions. In the case that you already submitted or are you preparing it, please let us know so we can speed up this process. Yeah, the spreadsheets and all documents are looking fine, so I guess we don't have any technical issues. But in the case that you are preparing it, please let us know by typing on the chat or just opening your mic. Anybody? If no, I'm going to close this Q&A round and we will move to the next presentation. Okay, checking one more time. We don't have any new questions for the LBG reports presentation. That would be all. Thank you, Hannah and David, for your presentation, and thank you everyone else who submitted a question. Now we are moving to State of Best that is going to be presented by Kuko from the Beacon.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes, it's good.
Cool. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome at the presentation about the state of best. At the very first, this name might sound a little bit familiar to the ones that were following or attending the Autumn GA in Tallinn. So my first question to you, who has seen this presentation in the Autumn GA Tallinn, either attending it or then accessing it through the PA archive? Please vote on the comment in the chat. It is just for me to know like what I'm dealing with here. Okay. So far, the majority of you didn't saw this presentation about the state of best. So this will be a new thing for you. Nice. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very well. 1441. I'm satisfied with the answer. Cool. So for the state of best, what is the current state of best? We have 83 LBGs. Basically, I'm following on what was already mentioned by David in the previous presentation. We have 83 LBGs. 80 of them are full members. We have 1 baby member and 2 suspended members. We have 29 countries currently after Helsinki left. Then we have 2,426 active members, as also David mentioned. And then we have around 133,000 savings. So, like, now what? This is the current state of best, but in general, it doesn't say much. Like, you know how the best is doing right now, but what's, I think, even more important is to realize how it has been developing in the past. So what are we going to do now? We are going at first to provide you a broader context on the current situation. That's why we are doing this presentation. How? By providing some perspective on the evolution throughout the existence of BEST. So I have shown you some current numbers, but what has been these numbers in the past? And now what? What are we now going to see? So at first, membership. We will take a look into membership changes over the years and our current observer applications. The finances, so the evolution of our savings and the yearly balance. External events, how it looks with the hosting and applications of them for them, and then the hosting of internal events. So I will go to the presentation. There will be a lot of charts, a lot of graphs. At the end, we will have a Q&A. So please, if you have a question, be prepared to ask it. First, let's go for the membership changes. This will be a huge chart. These are the membership changes from the beginning of BEST. We have for each GA that happened since the BEST was established, as membership changes are tied to the GA, we have certain number of observers, baby members, full members, suspended or excluded members. At the beginning in GA Berlin, BEST started with 14 full members, the 14 founding LBGs, LBG Helsinki being one of them, as Hannah mentioned. The maximum strength of BEST was achieved at around 2014 to 2017, where BEST had 91 full members and 97 members observers suspended. Basically the total number of groups in BEST was during the PM 2018 in France. From this number 97, from 2018, the amount of BEST groups just decreased. And so far by now, or by the autumn GA Tallinn, because we don't know the membership changes after this GA yet. So for the autumn GA Tallinn, so far 114 LBGs were or are members observers of BEST. Regarding the countries where BEST is present, by the beginning, it started with 12 countries, being at the maximum at 35 between the years 2020 and 2021. And after Zurich left, so basically we lost Switzerland, and then we lost another 5 countries up to autumn GA Tallinn, 6 if we are counting Finland with Helsinki right now. These are the membership changes. So what can we do to stop losing LBGs? We can either be better in supporting them or accepting more observers, right? So let's take a look at the observers applications. At first, to clarify a little bit how observer applications or taking new observers works, we have something called best interested group. So there's a group of students which has realized, hey, BEST exists. So they apply until either 1st of July or 1st of December of a specific year. Then the international board assesses the applications and chooses the observers. So the basically most promising groups from them that BEST can currently support. So how many best interested groups applied in the past? Since 2006, the amount of best interested groups is decreasing again, becoming 0 or none in the past years. So basically the LBGs, even though we are in contact with multiple of them throughout the year, multiple best interested groups, at the end, it rarely leads to submitting an application. The next thing that we have here are finances. So what is the evolution of savings on our bank account? This is only since the year 2019, because our accounting tool or another documents that we have submitted in the GA, it's really hard to follow the actual evolution of savings before this year. So this is the evolution from 2019. Voyager in 2021 received a structural grant of 100,000 euros. So this really helped. Since then, basically since the flame, the amount of our savings is decreasing. Connected to this, we can also take a look at the ratio of income and balance, or so like net balance during the best year, which we can track up to 2006, 2007. So we have been getting money since the beginning of this period. And then since like 2014 to 2019, 20, we have been losing money each year, receiving the structural grant, as mentioned, in 2020, 21, and then again, losing money each year. Important thing to note that has been included in the chart, but is not basically the definite number yet. This is just an estimation for our year, for end of the fiscal year 2024, 2025. So an estimation that we will end up minus 5,000 euro regarding the balance. So this is the evolution of the best finances. The next thing that we have here are the external events applications. What you can see in here are the applications in best application system, is the application through which applicants are applying, there's a lot of applying in the sentence, are applying to best courses, best in personal education, and in the past also to EBEC final rounds. So it's the colorful charts, the colorful columns are for each of the seasons, so spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And then the gray ones are the total best applications per year. Important thing to mention, this is from the PA. PA for some reason doesn't include the autumn before 2007, so we do not have that numbers. So these are the total amount of applications in the best application system. Again, basically falling down since around 2014. Really noticeable COVID gap during 2021. What also needs to be mentioned is the EBEC finals. Basically, in the past, we had, well, EBEC as a competition. If the EBEC final, if the hosts were not found, it was restructured into EBEC challenge. So basically, without the final round. The EBEC challenge happened during the year 2020 and 2018, but we can see that lack of the hosts basically it speeded up the process a little bit of decreasing the applications, but has not been the cause of it. And then we had the retirement of EBEC at the end of 2023, beginning 24, basically. This is connected also to the yearly best courses and BSEs. So since the 2014, the amount of LBGs that are hosting best courses and BSEs yearly has been above 80. But then the number is dropping. Currently, we are at around 55 best courses and BSEs yearly. Next thing that I can show you are the hosts for live internal events. These are internal events from the PA as well, so it's debatable how reliable they are. But yeah, this is what can be found. Most popular in the past were sims or other similar events, because we didn't have sim that far away in the past, and RMs. And then during the COVID gap, or the amount of internal events that we were hosting were decreasing up until the COVID gap. And then we are stable at around 25 live internal events per year. This is also a line of potential hosting LBGs. So basically, like the potential capacity of the LBGs that are able to host internal events. The amount of live internal events has been growing with the amount of the hosting LBGs, or the possible hosting LBGs. But at around 2013, it just stopped. The amount of LBGs became more or less similar, but the amount of events that were hosted were rapidly dropping. So I have some final remarks at the end of the presentation that you can think about, is that what is causing and affecting the current trends, what is behind all of these decrease, all of these changes that we are just observing. A question if best is in decline or is actually driven towards balance, driven towards the amount that we can really sustain, or what changes are really necessary for the organization to thrive. If the best is in line, what can we do to help it? This is all for you to think about, because you are now present on the GA, you are now present on the highest decision-making body of this organization. We have 2 GAs per year. So please take this attendance responsibly and try to make wise decisions for the future of BEST. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Google, for your presentation. It was amazing to hear all this data. Now we are going to have a quick Q&A. We already received one question. Thank you, Hannah, for efficiency. Yeah, LBJ Hannah is the one with the first question for this presentation.
Geliyor LBG Hanya. Like, I was looking at it and I was kind of curious. Is there anyone from the international board or any international team searching for best interested groups? Something like local recruitment, but on an international level?
Hugo?
Hello, Jikanya. Thank you for the question. Actually, no. This has been happening in the past, where BEST has been actively searching for best interested groups. I don't remember the year. Maybe someone from the beacon can help me with the year. But at some point, BEST stopped actively approaching new best interested groups. We are just waiting for people to approach us. That's mainly because of not really being able to sustain a high amount of LBGs.
Thank you both. We don't have any new questions. Did somebody submit already or preparing? Kindly let us know. Okay, I guess no one submitted any other question or preparing the next one. So yes, I'm going to close this Q&A round. Thank you both, Kuko and Agilos. And the next one, the next presentation is going to be presented by LBG Warsaw. And it is going to be about the next really important event, Summer International Projects Forum. LBG Warsaw, whenever you are ready, the stage is yours. LBG Warsaw?
Yes, sorry, I forgot to turn on my mic. So,
all good.
Okay, I have the control. So, welcome everyone. My name is Gracjan from LBG Warsaw. I'm the president of my LBG. And right now I'm going to tell you something more about Summer International Projects Forum 25 that's happening in Warsaw really soon. So a quick update for you all. First, I will show you the organizers. Then we will talk about when it's happening and where exactly, and then some work updates. Okay, so first of all, the organizers. So a little bit about us, about LBG Warsaw. We are one of the best founders, which means we are actively working on our university since 1999. Currently, we have around 17 members and above 400 alumni. So about the core team of our summer IPF, we have me. I am an angel or local board supervisor. We have Ula, who is a main organizer, and Radek, who is an HR in our group. Then we have Doma, who is logistics responsible, and Kasia, who make the companies to show at BCD, which I will be talking about a little bit later. And we have three more people. It's Janek, who is good raising and also looking for some, for example, food for our event. We have Gosia, who is HR PAX, and Jagoda, who is our PR responsible. So the main question is when and where it's happening. So save the date. It's happening 4th to 10th of August this year. So save the date. And about timeline, The 4th of August is the arrival day. Then we have the best conference day at 5th August. Then we have the main clue of IPF. On the August 10th, we have departure day, and then of course post IPF. So the BCD is happening on our university. It's main hall of our university, and also the hostel will be provided really like 200 meters from it, so it will be really close. And yeah, we are trying to find the companies to get involved in best conference day. Right now we have one potentially interested company. And if it's about the accommodation for IPF, it's a holiday resort partner in Serperlice, which is around 2 hours drive away from Warsaw. But don't worry, all of the transportation will be provided to the participants. And so how the work is going? Right now we are focusing on some of these activities, but I have an update because this presentation was made by Ula like 3 or 4 days ago. So for now, we have done we have whole core team. We also found the accommodation and place for BCD and IPF. Also, we have already a survival guide draft. Right now, Jagoda is working on logo and the theme of all IPF. And to do, we have to also get in touch with our participants, which are not yet chosen. We have to do some social parts of the event, also make the design for t-shirts and gadgets, and start making goods fundraising. And here you can see some pictures of us on our meetings or sims. And yeah, that's basically our whole core team. And expect a call soon, because probably next Friday, which will be 9th of May, there should be call on the mail. So yeah, save the date, and we see you in Warsaw. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And now, in the case that you have some questions for LBG Warsaw, please submit them through the form. Is somebody preparing a question? If yes, please type it on the chat or just open your mic to let us know, not to ask the question. In this moment, we don't have any questions in the spreadsheet. We didn't receive anything. I believe that it's all clear for the summer IPF presentation updates. Again, thank you, LBG Warsaw, for your presentation. And now we are going to start with the next presentation. It's about looking for internal events host. It's going to be presented by Leon Kuko from the Beacon and Paula, Tigro coordinator. Yes, we can see your slides. It's all Gucci.
Okay, sorry, I was muted somehow for some reason. Zoom was being weird. Okay, so hello everyone. We're here. The Zoom is working now. I'm gonna very quickly go over the internal events looking for a host very soon and explain a bit what they are. So I'm gonna give the word first to our first internal event, which are training events. So Paula.
Yes, so you might know that there are three types of training events that you can host. The first one being Train Shop. So we currently have four different formats: Be Proud, Be Richer, Be More, Be Known, and also the graphic design camp. So that's five, sorry, not four. You might know that we have one coming up, Be Richer. So if you're interested in hosting these types of events, you can contact Bucharest to get more information. No call is to be open soon. However, be patient and check out your emails frequently for next year's. The same goes for the Train the Trainer events. So we have two types of events, traps in which we train new trainers. Also, there's a trap happening now in Coimbra. So if you are interested in hosting this type of events, you are also free to contact them. And we also have T-Trams, which are trained trainers meetings. And we are having one also soon in Gliwice. So if you're interested in organizing these types of events, you are welcome to contact them. And soon you'll be receiving a call or an email from your RAs to see if you are interested in organizing joint board trainings, in which we of course train boards for their board year. So yeah, these types of events offer you a lot of experience in hosting internal events and also getting to know new trainers and possibly receiving sessions from them. So you're more than welcome to host one.
I go to GAs with our dear Kuko.
Hello, everyone. Let's talk a little bit about the General Assemblies, which you might know as you are sitting during one right now. General Assemblies. It is the biggest and most important event in BEST. It is eligible for receiving stamp, so that's at least one motivation why to organize it. And you can also organize a GA with another LBG or another LBGs. It happened multiple times in the past. So for the General Assembly, we have two General Assemblies. One is happening in spring and one in autumn, which is like April to May or November. The spring GA is usually a little longer. That's because of the elections of the international board, so 5 to 6 working days. The autumn GA can be shorter, 4 to 5 working days. The spring GA in the past, it was usual that two attendees per LBG, two delegates per LBG attended. So in that case, the spring GA were huge, up to 200 participants. But you can also have just one delegate per LBG, resulting in around 130 participants. The autumn GA as well, in the previous Little President's meeting, so just one president per LPG, but it basically stayed this way also now, as you may have seen in the autumn GA Tallinn, so 130 attendees. So spring GA, one day longer, can be even bigger regarding attendees. Autumn GA usually smaller, shorter. So what is required from the organizing LBG to take care of? It is, of course, all the logistics around. At first, every GA needs a plenary place. It is preferably U-shaped, but it is not mandatory, not required. As for example, in Belgrade, we had a theater for the plenary. Then, of course, we need accommodation. So any type of accommodation that you are able to find, just a place for people to sleep and put their things. Then, of course, food. So 3 meals per day and respecting dietary restrictions, and take care of all the logistics that GA requires, mainly internet, streaming, binders, pens, papers, maybe flip charts, markers for the trainings, and so on. So all the things that you can basically think of, and that you can also see on these two images. How to host a General Assembly? Well, your LBG needs to apply 1 year before the GA that you want to host. So for example, if you want to host autumn GA this year, like in 6 months or so, it is not possible anymore. Therefore, we know that the autumn GA will be online for sure. But if you want to host the spring GA 26, you could have applied in this GA, or you can also apply at the following virtual assembly that happens basically in 2 weeks or something like that. So that's the requirement. If your LBG is decided to host the GA, you need to apply at least 1 year before that. Yeah, that's it about the General Assemblies. At the end of the presentation, I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Kuko. I'm going to explain very quickly what IPFs are. So IPF, it's a very long name, stands for International Project Forums. It's a picture from our last IPF, Winter IPF Milan. It is an eligible event, so that means you get a stamp from it. The thing's not working anymore. Okay. So what it is, pretty much, it's a place where we to gather and discuss all the hot topics and kind of nexus for organization. They usually have like 30 plus unique sessions that can go range from anywhere from membership to structure to marketing. Some of the proposals we have during this GA have been developed during previous events, including the IPFs, such as the event fund, where we had a couple of sessions about it, and more things about membership as well, and even about the structure with the CAT proposal. So many of the things that end up in GA come from IPFs or such events. It's usually about 70 to 80 people, including board, coordinators, participants, and extras. It has, as Gretchen said before, about 4 working days, and it can be added with a BCD if your LPG wants to. It also has a pre-IPF and post-IPF, which is very flexible. You can just talk to the board whenever you're doing it. We have usually 2 IPFs every year. We have Winter IPF, which happens in either late January or February. Like this year, it happened midway through February in Milan, or summer, which is usually in August, like we did last year in Krakow, and this year we get to go to Warsaw. Some of our last IPF has been in Madrid Carlos III back in 2024, Krakow, as we said before, Milan, Warsaw, and maybe the next could be your LBG. So the applications will open with the next board. So be aware of that, and you can already start planning on applying, whether it is for Winter IPF or the next summer IPF in 2026. We're looking forward to hearing about your application, because the next board will be the one deciding. But yes, happy that the LBGs are getting interested into it again. Another event that happens quite often are short intensive meetings. They're not eligible events because they're a bit smaller, but as Suko showed before, there used to be a lot of them, and they are kind of picking up again, the need for them, because we have more people, more willing for innovation, and they're kind of the place to do that. They are usually, as the name stands, as short intensive meetings. They are quite intensive. They are rather short, high workload events where BESTs get together to work on a specific project or goal for BEST. That can be, for instance, the services sim that happened in Valencia this year, or the Vivaldi sim where the CAD concept was developed a bit more. How many people? It's usually about 10 to 20 people. It depends on what the sim is for. It could be department members, for instance, for the departments, project members. Anyone is welcome. They are very flexible. If you want to know when and how long, they have variable lengths between 2 and 4 days usually. They can happen all year round. So if you want to know more, keep posted to the announcements chat, mailing list, sorry. And whenever the next board publishes any calls for sims, be aware. And if you want to host them, I'm sure we will all be happy, and this would be all the better for it. Some of our last intensive short meetings have been in Valencia for the services sim, the Vivaldi sim in Krakow, the Ahead Invest, or ATP as internal name, sim that will happen in Erlangen in May, and the PRD sim in Istanbul Yildiz will also happen very soon. And maybe the next ones could be in your LBG next year. So if you have questions about both IPFs and SIMs, don't be afraid to approach me or approach anyone knowledgeable, and we'll be happy to explain more about them. And we're looking forward to hearing from you, your applications, and going to your wonderful cities to work together for BEST. Thank you very much. I am done.
Thank you, Leo, Paula, and Coco for the presenting internal hosts. And we now already have some questions. The first one is going to be from LBG Athens.
Hermione LBG Athens, what have been the average expenses from previous CAs?
Coco?
Thank you, LBG Athens, for the question. I'm answering because I kind of expected, but I don't know. This is a thing of the organizers of the LBG to actually inform you about the real expenses. You can take a look at the budgets that were proposed for each GA application. So for GA Belgrade, Flanders, Tallinn, and so on. So we can take a look year before at the budget that was proposed, but regarding the real expenses, the real incomes, whatever, that's just the LBG's internal matter, and even board is not informed about that. Yeah, sorry, Kuko Beacon. I apologize.
Thank you. Again, we have a question from, Two Fingers from Athens.
Can Belgrade or Tallinn maybe also share?
Could you please repeat it? LBG Athens, I know that you already have 2 new questions. Can you hear us?
Sorry, can you repeat because I wasn't here. I wasn't listening to you.
Okay, you had 2 fingers to Kuko.
Oh yeah, my 2 fingers were about can Belgrade or Tallinn maybe also share?
Tallinn or Belgrade, are you here with us? Okay, Belgrade is here. Tallinn, are you here with us? Okay, Belgrade didn't understand. LBG Athens, could you please repeat your question?
My question was, can Tallinn or Belgrade talk about the average expenses from their previous CAs?
Belgrade and Tallinn, did you understand? It's about expenses for GA you organized last year. Do you know by any chance, or if there is someone else from LBG Belgrade or Tallinn who can help us with the answer? Okay, we have a reply from LBG Belgrade. I would have to ask our treasurer and let you know if it's that okay. I don't know at the moment since it was organized by our previous board. Okay, thank you, Belgrade. We don't have any response from Tallinn. So we are going to do the next question we have. It's again from LBG Athens, and it's actually for CRD and GD.
Hermione LBG Athens. How do you see yourself supporting the hosting of future DA's IPFs? Are there any collaboration opportunities that we haven't really looked into yet or we haven't executed well in the past?
CRD, Delia.
Hello everyone, Delia from CRD. In general, what happens when a GA is happening or an IPF? In the case of GAs, we always have
the official opening day or the best conference day. In IPFs, it's totally up to the LBG, so there it will depend if it is happening or not. And for the official opening day in GAs and also in IPFs, what we always try to do is to, first of all, have some alignment with the LBG in terms of communication and how we are going to proceed with all the procedure and the communication that we are going to have. Then in CRD, we start looking for companies that might, let's say, fit into the theme of the BCD. That way, and we are always communicating that to the LBG, and in the LBG, they usually share the companies that they have contacted so that there's no overlapping. It is true that in the past communication was not the best. However, that is something that we are working also with the treasurer, and we have been having some conversation in terms of the collaboration framework. But we try to be flexible so that we can accommodate your necessities and the way that you are working with also our working methods. So that is what I can say. Hope I answer your question.
GD tour.
Yes, sure, GD. As far as grants are concerned, the focus of the grants department is primarily to try to find funds for BEST itself. At the moment, we're applying for an operational grant, which would allow us to spend the money on operational events such as a GA or an IPF. That is, if that grant, but we don't apply directly for that specific events traditionally. If an LBG who is interested in hosting wants to apply for a grant themselves in their own country, city, university, that's something we can support with, I would say, but it's not our primary focus, or we won't write the application for the LBG. Although a lot of it varies a bit year to year, depends on the capacity of the department. And all of it connects also a bit between the contract that an LBG signs with BEST itself, to which I suppose the board would be a more direct contact. Also, as a side note, I've said I've only been in the department since this mandate, or right before this mandate, so I don't have all the context of the years before. But happy to figure out if there's more questions to that.
Thank you both, Delia and Tour. And again, we have a question from LBG Athens, and it is for Milan and Krakow.
Hermione, LPD Athens, how much time and resources do you believe are necessary to host an IPF from your experience?
Milan and Krakow. Just send 2 fingers on the chat when you are ready. Okay, we have Leo from the Beacon, since Leo is from LBJ Milan as well.
Leo Beacon, also LBJ Milan. For this year, of course, it's been a bit different since I was also coordinating it. But I think overall, the main concern we had on our LBG was to have enough HR to cover all the needs all the things that we needed to do, all the planifications. Money-wise, for us, it wasn't terrible, even though Milan is notoriously expensive. The budget, the total expenses for winter IPF were about, I think, 12 to 13,000 euro, which is in our environment kind of okay. So yeah, it was mostly about understanding what each person needed to do, since it's an event that no one from the LG had gone before, which is why usually we do invite the MOs of the previous of the next IPF to the previous IPF. But yes, that's kind of the main challenges the LBG encountered. But it was overall, I don't know, from my side, I think it was okay.
Thank you, Leo. And now LBG AGH Krakow or Gliwice.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Piotrek LBG AGH Kraków. I have technical issues with my laptop, so I'm in Gliwice right now. So about time and resources, I believe time is the more important thing here than resources. It it takes time. For us, it was around one whole semester of organizing the event. But in terms of resources, it can vary a lot. Our IPF was a bit more expensive than it could be. We could have done could have done the event very cheaply. So I believe the resources are the thing that varies a lot, but it takes around one semester of organizing the event. Thank you.
Thank you both. In this moment, we don't have any new questions. Again, in the case that you are preparing it, please let us know right now. In other case, I'm going to close plenary really soon. No new questions. That means bullshit on the chat. No, okay. No questions for short intensive meetings. Okay. Wait, let me find my hammer. This is how does it look when you are hiding it from family and everyone else. It's hard to explain what it is. Okay, since we also don't have any announcements and we are done with all presentations planned for today, I'm closing the plenary and people, see you soon. Again, we are some time ahead and just to prove how we are efficient and productive. See you tomorrow. Plenary closed. Bye.